The Enclave isn't really a faction we get to explore a whole lot of right now in Fallout 76. With the recent injection of the Brotherhood of Steel, there are a lot of rumors that the Enclave are going to be making an appearance soon, or at the very least in the near future. We see this with the recent updates being made to the Atom Shop, typically a telltale sign of future content or potential addition of fan service. But is that all? Microtransactions surely don't tell us much outside of pleasing fans with aesthetics for cam skins and costumes. We need to look a bit deeper into the current content we have now, and then at the future content that we have coming to us. Fallout 76 was the first game to really introduce official, canonical Enclave quests into the player's hands. There really aren't many choices to be made other than follow the tasks that are given to you through Modus, a supposedly dysfunctional Zax computer who has seemed to take over the White Springs bunker. Eventually, the player is given the ability to utilize the bunker to track down nuclear keycards, launch code pieces, and learn various sorts of plans, weapons, and armor modifications. After this, we really don't get to do much other than ask Modus a series of questions and complete random events like a Rio Blast, Drop Connection, and Bots on Parade. During the Steel Dawn and Steel Rain story arcs from Fallout 76, we catch a quick glimpse at the carnage of a failed Enclave research facility, but there isn't much to gather from there. There's also an entry in Vault 51 where Modus and Zax have a conversation, and Zax's manipulation of the Enclave to deliver Hellfire armor prototype units to Vault 51 for his experiments. But yet again, another dead end. So where do we go from here? Is this all there is to the Enclave in Fallout 76? Or is there something a bit bigger? I'm going to be giving a few spoilers here, so if you aren't into wanting to know what happens, now's the time to bail out. Otherwise, you've been warned. With the announcement of expeditions, we will be traveling to the pit via Vertibird. However, there are some strings that are attached before we can even progress to the pit. To venture there, we have to do a series of tasks and fuel up the Vertibird and prepare for departure. With that, the responders have returned to us, alongside a mysterious group of individuals known as the Management. With a cryptic name like this, one could only assume that these individuals surely could be the Enclave, right? If you speak with an individual named Orlando, you can cut through a series of dialogue that leads you to ask her if she works for Modus. When asked this, she is seen dodging the question by simply implying she works for a Mr. Otis, and that she has no idea of Modus. A tad bit suspicious, but further speaking with her, you find out that she works for rich and powerful people, a description that typically defines a good portion of the pre-war Enclave. So with that, is this sufficient evidence to support the idea that the Management could be the Enclave? Probably not, since Bethesda has a tendency to dangle factions in our face and then quickly pull them away and hand us something else in return. But there are some hidden pieces of evidence that may even further this theory, and that we are beginning to see the gears turning towards future Enclave events. Once you have completed the quest One of Us, you are given access to the military wing. On the first floor of the wing to the right-hand wall, you will find an active terminal. On the terminal, there is a recording of Agent Gray and Thomas Eckhart speaking about the responders.
White Spring automated recording 2.9.6.
So, what have our scouts found thus far, Major? Is there anything left up there?
A few good leads, Mr. Secretary. It seems a collection of firemen, policemen, and doctors have started organizing. They're calling themselves the Responders. We believe there may be some strong candidates among the group for acquisition.
Do you think they'll come willingly?
Most likely not, but Dr. Norris says he's been making progress on his reprogramming regimen.
With this, and with the return of the new responders, one could potentially piece together that maybe this idea had actually worked, and that there were some that were integrated or manipulated into the will of the Appalachian Enclave. Given this information, we can look toward the future of the Enclave in Fallout 3. Raven Rock had been an active military bunker since before the Great War, and as we learned in Fallout 3, it was a fallback point for the Enclave. And with that, they began to work on and produce a new series of power armor, including the Advanced Power Armor Mark II and the Hellfire prototype power armor. Progressing through the story, the Enclave goes on a massive frontal attack and begins deploying bases, fortifications, checkpoints, and other vantage points for their troops. At this time, they're also preparing the mobile base crawler at Adams Air Force Base. However, time has a way of decaying even the strongest of metals. So where did they get all this material and firepower? Well, believe it or not, the puzzle returns its gaze towards the pit. Could the events of Fallout 76 have helped the Enclave produce such a massive war machine? Could the Vault Dwellers from Vault 76 have been the key to the Enclave's potential success? I would honestly say that this is highly likely. The only recordable data of Appalachia and Fallout outside of Fallout 76 is in Fallout 3, an entry at the Citadel stating the Brotherhood had sent a team to Appalachia never to have been heard from again. Perhaps the Enclave made their return and purged Appalachia, forcing families from Foundation, Crater, and the other denizens to flee to the pit or back to the capital wasteland. This seems like the most plausible outcome. However, a lot of this is in fact speculation and theory crafting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking, subscribing, and let me know if you want to see more. Until next time, this is Doom Guy. God bless America, and God bless the Enclave.